Hey everyone, we are the Hiking Fools. I'm Josh.
And I'm Sarah.
And we are bringing you unique personal insight on Glacier National Park that you can't get anywhere else. Sarah, today we are talking about a classic hike in Glacier, Apgar Lookout.
Ooh, I like that one. Early season.
It is, yeah. You can access it more than some others. Of course, we've done it in winter. We'll remind everybody Glacier National Park is open all year round.
Yes.
So, Apgar Lookout, our first hike together. When we worked there in the park at Lake McDonald, I remember asking you to come with me alone. I mean, we had hiked in groups, which is smart. Generally speaking, hiking in groups is smart.
Yes. Was this our first date?
We'll call it a date. Sarah, you were trying to impress me, and boy, were your cheeks ever red.
I think it was ever.
I think it was 90 degrees.
I'm pretty sure I was in sweatpants and a bikini top.
Overdressed in a sense.
Not dressed right.
You impressed me because here we are today. One time it's a classic hike. One time we even witnessed a proposal at the top. Is that right?
That was interesting.
Yeah, it was. I think she said yes. We didn't, impose. And so there we were on the top of Apgar Lookout and stuff was going down. So we mentioned this is an accessible hike and I like early season. There's a couple of things to consider, but it's an entry point to an achievable summit in the park because you get some really good views of mountain ranges, lakes, and we'll mention those in a moment. But
one of the benefits to hiking Apgar Lookout is it's very, very close to the west entrance.
It is. You go through the entrance, and I always miss it. I can never find anything in there, even though we've been.
That has nothing to do with the park. That's just directions and you. But that's okay. That's why you have me, and we're a good team.
Yeah, that's right. I would pass it up every time, but it comes really quickly after the entrance.
Yes, you look for a sign that directs you towards the Glacier Institute. And if it's early season, you park at the corrals where the Forest Service has their mules and horses.
Yeah, that's right. It's always, I wouldn't say frustrating, but we drive and see that either the gate is closed or not. And if the gate is closed, it's a bigger hike.
It just adds another 2 miles, which is fine.
4 miles round trip, Sarah. We got to let people know. And you sometimes have to walk around a big pond in the road. Is that right?
It has happened, but not very often. If there's a lot of rain, the McDonald Creek area floods a little bit. And actually, you hike over the Quarter Circle Bridge. It's where the clear waters of the McDonald Creek flow in to the Middle Fork of the Flathead River, which is usually pretty chocolate milkish. So the waters kind of wisp around. I've seen beavers hanging out in McDonald Creek right there near the bridge, and black bear prints, and it's pretty interesting.
And people float that section, right? They come either put in or come out right there by the Quarter Circle Bridge?
Well, they come out. Yeah, you can put in at Lake McDonald in Apgar Village and float down, and it's a nice, easy float. If the road is open, and you can drive in and you drive over that awesome looking bridge and you drive up to the parking area where the trailhead is. So you can shave off those 2 miles.
That's right. And it's about a 7-mile round trip, 1,900 feet of elevation. So there are a few switchbacks on this trail.
It's enough to get you a little hot and sweaty, but not enough to turn you away.
Yeah.
You're committed. You want to follow through.
That's a good way to say it. It's a challenge, but not enough to turn you away. You can do it. As you're hiking up, it can be hot because it's a burn area. Do you remember what fire?
I don't remember what fire.
The Howling Fire of 1994, I believe, it's a burn. It's exposed, these switchbacks, and so it can be hot. It's on the south-facing slope.
It is south-facing, and that's what is nice about going maybe in the wintertime because you don't have as much snow until you get towards the top. We've snowshoed it. When you just want to get out and stretch your legs, you can't wait for the snow to melt. You want to hike, do Apgar.
That's right. Bring snowshoes. Be ready for anything. And you can just strap them on the pack. And you look like you have too much stuff when you take off. But when you get up to the top, nobody likes to be turned back most of the way up because you just start post-holing.
Well, and because of that fire, the forest in there is a multi-stand forest. So you've got some old growth and you've got a lot of new growth. And that's a great habitat for things like snowshoe hare and lynx. We've seen elk. Lots of tracks, mule deer really close.
I love the multi-stand forest. This is trees at different stages of growth?
Correct.
These little pine trees, they need a little love. They're just high, they're just over my head, and you can breeze your hand through them, and it's soft, and I just love them. They're bright green. It's a great first mile of this hike.
The trail starts climbing pretty quickly. So in a short time, you get some pretty awesome views. You got the Middle Fork River down on the other side into Glacier, the northern part of Glacier. You got Lake McDonald, you got Howe Ridge.
Yeah, these are key places and features in Glacier National Park. And you're right, you get up pretty quickly, and the view, I mean, you could see Great Northern Mountain into the Great Bear Wilderness of the Bob Marshall. It's immediate. You can see civilization and you can see wildness.
You can see the mountain peaks along, the Garden Wall where the Going to the Sun Road is, Mount Brown, just some prominent peaks in the Western Valley there.
For sure. The lookout is at the foot of Lake McDonald, and it's just the Livingston Range sprawls out before you. And it's pretty neat. Lake McDonald, the largest lake in Glacier National Park.
It is.
10 miles long, half mile wide, a mile, I think, at its widest point.
Do you remember how deep it is?
472 feet, maybe, something like that.
Yeah, it's pretty close.
In
the late 400s.
Well, I swam across it. This is another story from the past. Sarah tried to impress me on the hike. I tried to impress her by swimming across Lake McDonald. What, were you in a rowboat next to me?
I was.
Hey, it worked, guys.
That's another story. Let's get back to Apgar.
So from the lookout, you are just gazing at Lake McDonald. It looks different every time, and that's why we always go.
Yeah, and actually, once you get to the top, there's a webcam up there. The National Park Service has webcams throughout Glacier Park, and I would say Apgar Lookout is one of the most popular ones. When you're up there, you actually have service, which is interesting because most places in the park you don't have service. When you're up there, you can text a friend and say, hey, look at the Apgar webcam, check me out, or you can take a screenshot of yourself up there on the webcam. It updates itself about every 30 seconds to 90 minutes. So that's pretty neat to see yourself up there on the top of a mountain.
Absolutely, and you can prove it, right? Your friends say, did you really make it to the lookout? And you're like, hey, check it out. There the proof is.
And what else is up there? We've got a lookout tower.
Yeah, it's a great place to lunch. You can walk up there and walk around the cat track, feel like you are a part of this park.
Yeah, the lookout is actually pretty historic. It was built in 1929. It burned down after a fire swept through there. It's a fire lookout, burned down 2 weeks after, but they immediately rebuilt it, which is cool, and now it's historic.
And the lookout, I believe, is at about 5,200 feet elevation. It's a great place to view so much of the park.
Yeah, the lookout's boarded up now. It's no longer in use, but you can go up on the cat track and, admire the views. It's a great place to sit either in the sun or the shade and have some lunch. Just make sure you pack in, pack out. We don't want to attract any bears.
Now remember, we're talking to get there, again, is 2,000 plus feet of elevation gain. And we've taken our kids, again, a 5 and a 13-year-old, and it's not always awesome.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little overgrown. In the summer, in the heat, there's bugs and, it's very, very hot.
Why is it always hot? It was 94 plus when we started. I mean, it cools off and you get a little breeze as you go high. But we had one child in the backpack and the other one, everybody was moaning and whining, and we remember it. It maybe wasn't the greatest experience at the time. I think your sister was dry heaving on the trail. We weren't having a great time.
Well, don't turn people away, Josh. It's a great hike.
I know.
We just happened to go on a day why did we go when it was so hot?
Because, Sarah, we always go. And we had a good time, but, there was crying, and you have to just accept it and move on, because right now, I remember our oldest feels like that was one of the cooler hikes I've ever done.
Well, now when we put him in situations where the hike is really hard, he's like, oh, I did something really hard already. I know my body can handle it, and
not so bad, right? Stretch the boundary, especially with the kids, and they're prepped for more bigger adventures in the future. We are the Hiking Fools. Stick with us. We got another segment coming right up.
Ranger Station.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to report a bear sighting, as in Smokey Bear. We were about to head home after a bonfire, and Smokey said the fire wasn't actually out. He said if it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans?
No kidding.
I'm a forest ranger. We never kid.
Sorry.
Kidding. Get your Smokey on. If you see someone in danger of starting a wildfire, step in and make a difference. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council. Learn more at smokeybear.com.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Welcome back to the Hiking Fools. We have been talking about Apgar Lookout, a classic hike in Glacier National Park. Now, Sarah, Why Apgar? I mean, I know it's a test for the infant. I don't think that's why this is called Apgar, but why is everything, there's a village, there's a lookout. What's with Apgar?
Well, believe it or not, like a lot of the things in Glacier, it's named after a person. It was named after Milo Apgar. He migrated here west. He came from Minnesota. He came here with his family. He's one of the early settlers here in the 1890s. So they named the lookout after him. And there's a village in the west entrance of Glacier called Apgar Village. It's also named after him. The Little Red Schoolhouse, which is now a gift shop in Apgar Village. That's kind of a reminder of those early settlers and the community that, transplanted here into the park in those early times before it was a national park.
So that's a great point. Apgar Village, a great place to come down before or after the hike and walk around, stretch your legs. Across from that schoolhouse is the backcountry permit office, right?
Correct. And there's a lot of things to see in Apgar Village. You got ice cream, you got a little restaurant. It's a beautiful view of Lake McDonald and all the prominent peaks that kind of head the lake.
No, it's a quintessential view in Glacier National Park, the view from Apgar. Now, we know there are some hikers out there, but we know there are some shoppers, and some of you are both. And the gift shops, Sarah and I used to work in one of these gift shops, and there are T-shirts. You got to bring something back for your family. Remember the T-shirt hat combo? Like the T-shirt is stuffed inside the hat.
I'll tell you what I remember is the huckleberry odor. It's glorious.
It is. It overwhelms in a good way. And huckleberries are native to Montana and only grow in certain conditions. We can talk endlessly about huckleberries, but most people know that the huckleberry is the special, unique cousin of the blueberry.
It is. It's a different species, but they're related.
Sarah, we need to provide these folks with a few more details on the hike itself. I gotta say though, here's the story for the ages. So we hiked it in the spring, late March, and we had a good time. You need snowshoes around that time. You're gonna fall through, and it's gonna be frustrating. You're gonna waste energy. But so of course we also had trekking poles. Did you bring your trekking poles?
I brought my trekking poles with the snow baskets on the end of them.
That's right, yes. And you lost it. One of your poles, we realized at some point, there was no basket at the end of it.
Yeah, and it happens. Move on.
It does. But they're helpful in the snow, so pay attention. Well, here's the thing. A year later, to the day, end of March 30th, I think, we were at the trailhead, the sign, kind of checking things out. And what did we spot on the ground?
It was my snow basket.
I
was in disbelief at first.
We kid you not. We checked out the markings. We screwed it onto the hiking pole, and it fit. And that was your snow basket from your trekking pole.
It was. My guess is someone found it on the trail and put it at the trailhead. That's what a lot of people do. If you find something, put it at the trailhead, hoping someone will come back and look for it.
And this is 1 year later. We kid you not.
Incredible.
Perhaps a deer picked it up and dropped it back at the trailhead.
I don't know.
Does that seem likely?
No, I don't think so. So the rest of the story on that hike is that we hiked partway up, and the snow basket, the good one that had been on my hiking pole, the other side fell off. And I realized it when we got up to the top. And then coming down, another hiker pointed it out to us, and we found it again. And I ended the hike with both snow baskets.
It sounds made up.
It's true. True story.
Right on. And we've met some great people on the Apgar Lookout Trail, too, because it's an accessible hike on the west side of the park there. We've met traveling nurses. We've met visitors, early season employees. Folks come from all around the world to work in the park.
It's kind of interesting to meet people and hear their story, what else they're going to hike, give them some advice.
Absolutely. And if you see us on the trail, the Hiking Fools, we have more stories for you, believe it or not. All right. Again, so with this elevation gain, I mean, it's 1,900 feet from the trailhead, an extra 400 from the parking lot if you can't quite get there early in the season. And it's a calf burner. It's a couple of major switchbacks and fairly steep because the first part is level. But that first part, you have something to say about this. It's a little bit overgrown, as you mentioned. There are trees, there are branches, a lot of times hanging over the trail. And what can you encounter?
Oh, ticks. The worst.
They're not that bad. Ticks
I don't
aren't.
like them.
Well, I'm aware of the danger. There's Lyme disease and there's Rocky Mountain spotted fever. You have to be careful.
You can get infections from their little bites.
And check
and
yourself.
They're so sneaky.
Oh, they're not so bad. They're cute.
No. They're not.
So the dreaded tick, what do? What can you do? Just make sure they don't come home with you?
Well, every little branch that touches my skin, I obsessively look to make sure that I don't have a little straggler.
And that's why you twist your ankle half the time.
I don't twist my ankle.
Listen, but really, truly, this is prominent in the spring especially. We, the hiking fools, used to poke fun at the trekking pole, didn't we? We thought, what's the point? It's hard to walk with them. I don't like them. We saw people on trails and like, boy, are those really necessary? But now we're a little older and what?
It helps. It really does help. If you're young, use them anyways. They're going to preserve your knee strength and...
Yeah, it's a valid piece of equipment to have on the trail, especially coming down. It saves your knees. And again, in our 40s, like that's important. We want to have longevity. We want to be hiking these trails when we're twice our age. And I think we will be.
Well, it doesn't only save your knees on the way down, but I think it helps going up as well. When it's really steep, you can kind of use your arm strength along with your leg strength.
And they say, for those of you who are concerned, it burns more calories, 30% more calories or something like that. You're moving your arms, those triceps get worked out a little bit. It's good for you. It's an overall body workout. So use the trekking poles, especially on this hike, when you get up into the elevation gain.
And you can adjust them to your height, which is nice.
All right, Sarah, tell me about that webcam one more time, because that's pretty neat.
Yeah, once you get up to the top, you'll see a little tower up there, along with the lookout.
It's like a radio tower.
It's a radio tower. Once you get up there, past the radio tower, and kind of go out on this point, it's the best view of Lake McDonald. Turn around and face the camera. It's right there. They look like surveillance cameras you have on a store. They're very obvious what they are. And once you look on the NPS website, Glacier National Park, you can click on webcam. And you can view yourself on there. It'll update every 60 to 90 seconds.
Yeah, it's live. We've texted people from there. Say, look at me, I'm here.
Give a little wave.
Sure, it's fun. It's like engaging your family with this experience. So get up there, check out the webcam. This is a 1,900-foot climb from the trailhead, 7 miles round trip. You can do it. We believe in you. And remember, Sarah, if it's early in the season, you have to park a little further away and walk an extra 4 miles total, making this an 11-mile, 2,300-foot elevation gain hike. So, you got to be ready for it.
Don't let it turn you away, though. You can do it.
Tune in next time. We will be talking about the Ben Rover Cabin, which technically is not inside of Glacier National Park, but provides an extraordinary entry point. And we are the Hiking Fools, encouraging you to always go